Hello and welcome back to Minecraft, episode 7. My name is Crash. Today we need to make the decision of whether we're going to move to the new base from the old base. I already know what I would like to do, and although this is much more picturesque and nicer looking, it's not as conducive to building and automating in this world as the new base is, so let's switch to the new base. We can always come back for a visit, but let's move on to the new base and make that our home. And welcome to the new base. I now declare this base habitable. Let's go and set our spawn. Hey there, Ralphie. I have Ralph too. I'm not 100% sure what happened to Ralph 1, but he disappeared and didn't come back. So I got his brother as a new doggy, and very cute he is too. Right, so today I'm thinking of building a mob spawner. There are various other things I would like to build. One is an auto potion brewing stand center here. We have an automated melon farm, an automated melon stroke pumpkin farm. We have a mob trap. I will also show you how I solved the issue with the trash disposal. Not necessarily all in this one episode, but in the next few episodes we've got a lot of building to do, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. In the meantime, as I said, let's set our spawn. Morning has arrived. One thing I will do before is I have relatively high levels at the moment, and I think it would be a good idea to use those levels before I got and start to construct the mob spawner. In case I fall off and lose all the levels, I'm going to enchant a few books. There's not much there of use at the moment. I guess I'll have to take the risk of not falling off the mob spawner. As you can see, I've started construction on the mob spawner. I'm building the basic tower at the moment. I will show you exactly how I'm building this in a test world in a moment. But I thought we'd just climb to the top and have a look at the view and to see what we can see. Almost there. 30 levels, 30 blocks up. As I say, you can use this model as an XP farm as well by making the drop shorter. Around about 23 blocks should land the mobs at the half slabs at the bottom and allow you to kill them with one blow, one punch. Obviously replace the chests and you don't have any hoppers underneath. As the mobs fall, you just punch them, kill them, and you gather the XP up. But we're going to make a mob farm, so let's pop over to a test world and I'll show you how to construct one. We start off with the footprint of a 4x4 building. Gone slightly wrong. So the 4 iron blocks mark each pillar that will go up to the mob spawning area above. If you want, this can also be made into an XP farm as well. Instead of placing the hoppers in the chest at the bottom, you can leave a gap where you can stand and hit the feet. If you do turn it into a mob's XP machine, then it needs to be roughly about 23 blocks high, whereas for the mob spawner you need to be about 30 blocks high. That's so the mobs die at 30 blocks, whereas at around about 23 blocks they will take one punch before they die. Anyway, you build each of the corners up to the required height, like so. And then join each corner at the top, like so, and then counting out 7 bricks, 7 blocks from the centre 2 spans. As you can see, the 2 blocks in the centre. You do this on each of the 4 sides, and you end up with something like that. Next, in the very corner, we place a 2 high 3x3 platform. These can be hollow to save resources, but I'm in creative mode, so. And again, a 3x3 2 high platform. You do one of these on each of the corners next to the hole or adjacent to the hole. Then 2 blocks back from those, you do the same thing, another 3x2, sorry, a 3x3 by 2 high. And you repeat the process all the way around. Last one. You can see the basic outlay now. Now we connect these 2 blocks up to make a pathway. This is where the water channel will be, or one of the water channels. And we do that for each segment. So there's 4 of them, so obviously 4 times. And you end up with that. On the very ends, so you go 1 block out, we start to build the walls around. All the walls are 1 block out from the platforms. You fill in all the blocks all the way around. A bit laborious, but it's worth it in the end. They need to be 3 blocks above the top of the platforms, so the walls need to go 3 blocks above the platforms. At the moment I'm just filling in around. As you can see, it's very simple. There's no redstone involved. There's just basically blocks, water and trapdoors. Oh, and a few hoppers. Right, so place the signs down now to stop the water going down the gap. And then we can start to put the water in. Whether you do the trapdoors first or the water first is entirely up to you. You can do it either way. I tend to start with the 4 main double areas. And then fill in the corners with water. Like so. And then you can see all the water flow directly into the 2x2 hole in the centre. And obviously all the mobs would then drop down through the hole, through the tower, die when they hit the half slabs at the bottom, and the items will go into the item elevators and off to be sorted. Next we place the trapdoors. The idea of this is the mobs consider them to be a block, so even when they are open, the mobs will assume they're a block and try to walk over them and fall in the water and be transported into the centre eventually, and then drop down the item collection and the dying. There. What we do now is open them all. And that's the first level complete. In a survivor world, once we put the ceiling on that first level, the mob spawner will start to work, especially during daylight hours. So I do like to finish the collection system quite early, that way you're not going to miss any drops. Right, so you can fill in the structure now with whatever block you would like. Obviously the block above the chest should be transparent so that you can open the chest. I'm using red stained glass here. The choice is entirely yours. It can be transparent or a solid block. Right up to the top, because I found if you don't, the mobs will sit on the crossbars. Obviously you can do without the crossbars. It does make it look a bit more industrial. Right, half slabs. Shift and click. There, the first level of our mob spawner is now complete. I do like the exposed sections underneath. Right, so we'll put a roof on this. And obviously the roof of this is the floor for the next section above. Obviously once it gets dark in the room below, the mob will start to spawn. As you hopefully saw, I left the exact same size hole in this floor as the floor below, in exactly the same position, so they're one above the other. I'm just going to block them in for now. Old habits, I've fallen through quite a few times. Anyway, the top level is basically a carbon copy of the level underneath. Starting in the corners, right next to the 2x2 gap in the floor, start building the platforms 3x3 by 2 high. Then obviously you leave a 2 gap and build the next. So you end up with the basic carbon copy of the floor below. Then start to add the walls. It's a good idea to make the mob spawner work at its best efficiency, to, when you build this, to light the surrounding area, to try and stop the mob spawning anywhere other than the mob spawner. That includes caves if there are any in the location. The more you light them up, the more mobs will spawn at the top here, the more items you will get. Right, just going up to put the roof on again. Better add the water in the trapdoors. Right, let's place the signs and remove the plug, for lack of a better word. Again, the water's at the maximum reach, but it will just stop it going over just in case. Right, as you can see, it's pretty much a carbon copy of what's below, so I'll finish off the ceiling, the roof. I've half slabbed the roof of the mob spawner to stop mob spawning on top of it, so I shouldn't need to light it. Let's go down and have a look at our completed mob spawner. Hello, boy. You hungry? Hmm? Good doggy. And there it is, completed. The hoppers are already connected via a room underneath to the sorting system. So if we go back into the house, we should hopefully see some increase in the number of arrows. Oh yes, they've gone up. I wonder if there's any more gunpowder. Where is the gunpowder? Ah, it's down there. Oh, a couple more. Yes. That's it for this episode. I'm afraid I've run out of time this week. If you liked it, please click on the thumbs up. If you loved it, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.